Court does call the case. Peninsula Place versus, is it Trellis Lane? Yes.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. David Van here on behalf of the plaintiff.
Sir, your name?
Sorry, Judge. Trellis Lane.
All right. This is the date for non-jury trial, and this is a non-payment of rent case. How much is the plaintiff claim is owing?
Your Honor, the total balance at this time is $3,320.17 plus court costs of $161.
$3,320.17. All right.
Your Honor,
Sir, of that amount, is there any that you believe that you owe?
no.
You were going to say something.
I was going to ask to object what he was about to say as far as about the numbers. About saying what I owe, but you already answered the question. Ask me the question.
And
I
Mr.
can break
Finn,
down that amount if you want me to, Your Honor.
pardon?
I can break down the amount if you'd like me to.
Just one moment. We'll get to that. Sir, can I ask you, I received the documents from you. Is there a reason why you don't think you owe that?
The courtroom of Judge Simpson, a place where law meets logic and patience meets its limits. Late in December, a man named Trellis Lane entered this courtroom claiming to stand outside the boundaries of conventional law. The case, non-payment of rent. The amount, just over $3,000. But what followed wasn't about money. It was about delusion versus order, a sovereign citizen challenging one of Michigan's most respected judges. From the very first moment, Judge Simpson sensed this would not be a typical hearing.
Well,
Because it's already been paid, Your Honor. Far as reporting adverse information about a co-signer Act 211 of 1989, Peninsula Place is trying to held me liable as the co-signer when I have an interest and a signature and I'm a natural person. So they're trying
okay, so
to hold me liable.
let me ask you this.
Okay.
Just so that I have the background on it. You reside in this unit that's at, I think 315B
Correct.
at 1000. You reside there.
That's my place of
Well, you live there, right?
depends on who you're talking about. I'm acting as a consumer. So, as far as like I'm there on special appearance, and my estate stays there. But as far as a natural man, I don't have no place. As far as my estate and my
Okay, so when whoever is in this courtroom leaves here to go to what they would call home, where does this person that's sitting here go?
to my place of abode, Your Honor.
Which is where?
a Plenus place.
Okay, at the 315B.
Correct.
All right, that's what I need to know. Okay. Do you have a ledger?
And I'll give Mr. Lane a copy also.
Thank you.
And Mr. Fantera, this would be your witness, is
Yes.
that correct? Okay, why don't we do this? Why don't we have her and Mr. Lane sworn in, please?
Thank you.
Yeah, one at a time.
Right hand. Swear affirm the testimony you're about to give. Okay.
I do.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
As proceedings began, Judge Simpson tried to establish the basics: the residence, the rent, the debt. Yet Trellis Lane responded not as a tenant, but as a self-proclaimed natural man. He claimed he owed nothing, that his estate, not he himself, was responsible. His words were a maze of pseudo-legal terms and misplaced confidence. For Simpson, it was a familiar dance, a citizen rejecting the system while benefiting from it. Calmly, the judge pressed for clarity, but what followed was anything but clear.
Your Honor, could I give you a real quick context on that?
Yes, please.
We had a previous case last summer where Mr. Lane received Sarah funds. And when we had I have a copy, I have a case number, I have a copy of the unsigned copy of the COD. That was entered on September 9th. SOS paid his rent through September, and it left a small balance of, I think about $119, which we waived. So the balance, even though it doesn't show it on there because we didn't actually get the SOS check till sometime later, his rent at the end of September was $0.
Got it.
So the total balance that's on there is 5 months of rent at $513, water and sewer bills, electric bills. There's not even any late fees, and then there's 161 in court costs. So I just wanted to clarify that, in fact, none of this goes back past September 30th. In fact, I don't know if you remember, we actually, when we had the previous case, Mr. Lane had sued Peninsula Place seeking the return of all money he paid forever. And he denied that he owed money, but simultaneously applied for Sarah, and he denied he applied for Sarah. You verified with probably Aaron at the time that he had applied for Sarah. He ended up getting Sarah funds. He would not sign the COD, and then you basically gave him a choice. I'll enter the COD, or we'll have a trial and I'll give you a judgment. But it sounds like he's raising some of the same stuff now that he attempted to raise.
Your Honor, free to speak?
Go ahead, sir.
So, Your Honor, when I applied for, so first I didn't know what I was applying for.
The plaintiff's attorney took the stand, describing months of unpaid rent and previous failed attempts to resolve the issue. Trellis had applied for assistance, denied doing so, and now refused to acknowledge payment obligations. His defense spiraled into contradictions. He spoke of principles, credits, and considerations, phrases plucked from internet forums masquerading as law schools. Judge Simpson listened, patient yet visibly unimpressed. What Lane saw as revelation, the court recognized as confusion. Reality was closing in, and the judge was preparing to bring it all back to the facts.
I ended up giving my principal information, which was my name, my date of birth, and my social security number. Basically, I'm here today saying that I gave my principal to Peninsula Place, and I've never received any consideration.
Your Honor, I don't understand what that means.
I again, I don't know what that means. However, are you Trellis Lane? That's a yes or no. Because I'll tell you, if you are, then we'll go ahead with the trial. If you're not Trellis Lane, then I'm going to give them a judgment by default because Trellis Lane hasn't shown.
I'm here on special appearance.
No, you can't do that. You are not an attorney at law because you can't appear for somebody else. So my question is, and I'll ask it again, are you Trellis Lane?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. So, Mr. Lane, October of 2022, did you pay rent to the landlord?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and how did you pay that?
I'm paying with my credits that's on file. So I sent instructions back in May, basically to get my account zero every month.
You do what?
I sent instructions back in May, then I sent another one to December to the CEO.
The CEO of what?
American Campus Communities. Saying it right. So he's seen my email, so he's aware of what's going on. Basically, like I say, I'm looking for consideration. I have not been getting no consideration, no adequate consideration.
Well, you get adequate consideration for the contract and any payment by virtue of the fact that you have a residence. So I don't think consideration is...
When asked directly if he was Trellis Lane, he hesitated. The judge pressed yes or no. Finally, a reluctant yes. The courtroom tension grew. Lane claimed to pay rent with credits, not dollars. He described secret accounts, instructions to CEOs, and a private credit system invisible to the modern world. The judge, unwavering, demanded proof. None came. Each question exposed the fragile structure of Trellis's claims. Beneath the jargon lay a simple truth: 5 months of unpaid rent and no evidence of any real payment.
Is even an issue.
Well, Your Honor, I have several questions.
Well, you can go ahead and ask your questions, but I don't know. Let me just ask this. October 2022, how did you pay your rent?
I paid with my endorse. I took the bill, I endorsed it.
Did you give them cash?
We don't have,
We being whom?
I'm saying, it's a credit system, Your Honor.
To what?
Credit system. We don't.
So who's in charge of this credit system?
So who's in charge?
Surely.
I mean, we haven't had money since 1933, the American Bacon Act.
We being whom?
As
Who are you talking about when you say we haven't had money? Who is we?
far as like the United States haven't had money since 19.
Oh, they definitely have, and I spent my share. I don't know. You're saying you gave them credit.
Yes.
In what form did you give them credit in the month of October 2022?
Then credit, I took the bill, which they give me a bill every month, which is a statement. I take the statement. If you want to, I can show you what I'm doing.
I know what he's referring to. Can I show you?
Yeah.
For him? Here's what he's getting, Your Honor. We have a third-party billing company called Zigo. And so what they do is every month they bill the utilities. So he gets this bill, and then you'll see at the bottom what he writes is pay to the order of Peninsula Place. And so what he's taken, so for example,
then came the demonstration, the heart of the sovereign citizen illusion. Lane presented printed bills marked pay to the order of Peninsula Place. In his mind, this was currency. But to the court, it was paper and ink, nothing more. The attorney calmly explained the scam. Lane mailed altered bills, pretending they were payments. The courtroom saw the absurdity unfold, a man replacing money with make-believe, convinced that intention could replace transaction. Judge Simpson, steady yet stern, prepared to dismantle the fantasy point by point.
well, the top one says pay to the order of Peninsula Place, $662.12. That amount is his monthly rent plus the $123.12 in utilities that are at the top. There's 3 of these that I've attacked. So what he does is he cuts off the bottom and he mails that in as with instructions to pay to the order of Peninsula Place as if that's a check.
Have this marked as plaintiff's exhibit and 2. The ledger being 1. But Mr. Lane, you have a copy of what I've marked as plaintiff's exhibit 2. Is what Mr. Fantera described, is that correct? Is that what you do?
Yes, I'm accepting the credits that's given to me and I'm transferring to that.
Who's giving you this credit? They who?
So Peninsula Place, so in the beginning, when I signed up with Peninsula Place, I gave my principal information. So those payments are supposed to come to me as credit. So
what payments?
The payments that's coming every month. So those payments, they're trying to hold me liable for it, and I'm taking the credits that I'm receiving and dishing it back to them, to Peninsula Place.
Who's giving you credit?
You said who's giving me credit?
Yeah.
I have credit, Your Honor. I have a security interest.
In what?
And this so-called contract with Peninsula Place.
Okay, but who's giving you credit? Young man, you keep using these terms, payment, credit, and it seems to me as I'm listening to you that you're using them improperly. So my question is, have you paid anything to the plaintiff in US dollars or anything that evidences US dollars?
No, I haven't paid in US dollars.
Or anything evidencing US dollars? Like a check, credit card, anything like that?
With the evidence before him, the judge asked the simplest question: who is giving you this credit? Lane's response? They are. He spoke in riddles invoking trusts, principals, and estates. The judge repeated, who? No answer made sense. Every word only deepened the absurdity. The truth was unavoidable. Trellis Lane believed himself exempt from the financial systems that sustain everyday life. What he called freedom was simply denial, and Judge Simpson, with surgical precision, was about to cut through the illusion.
So, this is...
No, that's a yes or no.
Can you repeat the question, Your Honor?
Have you, let me just break it apart so we get it real clear. Have you paid for the months of October 2022, November 2022, December 2022, January 2023, or February of 2023? Have you paid to anything to Peninsular Place in US dollars?
No, Your Honor.
Have you paid anything to them that is evidence of an account which holds US dollars?
Yes, Your Honor.
What? And what account is it attached to? You better be careful about answering my question. Because if you're telling me that you gave them or paid them something that evidences an account that can access US dollars, show it to me. Is that what Mr. Fantera just gave?
Yes.
How does that access US dollars?
Because, Your Honor, this account, I'm the holder and I have the interest.
Then show me the balance on that account.
They show you the balance?
Yep.
It shows you the balance.
No, you haven't shown me anything. Show me the balance on the account. If you give somebody something that evidences that they can access US dollars, then there is a balance on that account in terms of what you're giving them. Much as if somebody gave a check to them, they would be able to show the account for which they can then present that check and receive US dollars. Show me that account, Mr. Lane.
Like I said, Your Honor, I don't know what else you're asking for. This is the...
No, you know exactly what I'm asking for.
You're asking for something that's coming out.
Something that evidences that by that piece of paper that you've given them, that they can access US dollars.
Okay. I don't have any other account besides this, Your Honor.
The judge guided him gently but firmly. Have you paid anything in US dollars? Silence, then a quiet no. The truth landed like a gavel. Lane had given nothing of real value, no cash, no check, no transfer. Only the belief that imaginary credit could satisfy real debt. His defense was collapsing under its own contradictions. The courtroom fell quiet for a moment. Simpson leaned forward, eyes fixed. Then what you've given them is nothing. It wasn't an insult. It was the inescapable...
You don't have any what?
I said I don't have any other evidence besides this right here.
That does not show me that they can access US dollars.
Okay.
Where would they take that to, in your mind? Where would they take that to access United States dollars?
Put it on the ledger.
Where would they take it to access US dollars?
Okay. So, Your Honor, so I got a question. As far as landlord and tenant relationships, it's sitting here.
I'll try to answer your question as soon as you answer mine.
Okay.
Where would they take it to access US dollars?
They would take it and take the check and put it on the ledger with my credit. Because if I owe something, Your Honor, it would be in the negative balance. How can I pay something that's in a positive balance? How can...
You don't have a positive balance.
This is...
You have given them a piece of paper that you yourself just said is a check. So where would they take that to access your account
So, Your Honor,
and receive US dollars?
they're acting in dishonor. They're taking it and they never said anything about or object to it. So it was off.
Oh, they're objecting now, certainly. Where would they take it, Mr. Lane?
So where would they take it? I mean, as far as they have a security deposit deposition bond. So they have it in a financial institution.
What financial institution
I'm not.
would they take it to get cash from your check, as you call it, that would then be debited from your account? Where would they take it?
Debited. So what about the credits, Your Honor?
I don't see a credit.
On this paper, it says credit payments and credits.
That's not what it means, to the extent it says that. You have no credit. Where would they take it to get US dollars?
So where would they take it? They would take it out of my trust, Your Honor.
Out of your...
Still, Lane pressed on, lost in a labyrinth of his own making. He spoke of trusts and treasuries, insisting his rent came from secret accounts tied to his birth certificate. The courtroom watched, a blend of disbelief and exhaustion settling over everyone present. The judge listened patiently, asking where these accounts were held. "I'm not sure," Lane answered. The response said it all. His foundation was built on rumor, not reality. And the law deals in evidence, not imagination.
Trust.
Yes.
Where is this trust located?
We all have a trust in them.
Okay, let's say we all do. I'm not accepting your premise, but let's say we all do. Where is your trust located?
I'm not sure where it's located, Your Honor.
US dollars for this thing you purport to be a check. You can't tell them where to take it.
In the Treasury.
Which treasury?
The Treasury.
Oh, so they have to go to the US Treasury with this thing that purports to be a check. Really?
They were pulling from the Treasury. That's why they asked for my information.
Who is pulling from the Treasury?
Peninsula Place, Your Honor.
So Peninsula Place is pulling from the US Treasury.
They got the account attached to my name with my social and my information.
So they're pulling from the US Treasury because of that?
Say that again?
So because of that, they're pulling from the US Treasury?
I mean, they're charging the account. So this account has my information tied into it, which is showing that it's already prepaid. So what they're trying to do is Peninsula is trying to make me repay.
You've never paid anything, so they're not trying to make you repay, they're trying to make you pay.
Your Honor, so how did we get here if I provided my information to Peninsula Place?
We got here because you have never provided them anything
Okay.
to pay on this account in US dollars or anything evidencing US dollars. That's how we're here for 5 months. You haven't done that.
Okay. So in the contract, it says payment and then specify what type of payment.
As the questioning continued, Trellis insisted his payments were prepaid. The logic twisted further. He claimed that because he once provided his personal information, his bills were eternally settled. The judge countered with simplicity, "You haven't paid in dollars or in anything that evidences dollars." That single sentence pierced through the fog of pseudo-law. Every excuse, every citation of fictional trusts crumbled before that one unshakable point. The rent remained unpaid. The courtroom's patience was nearly spent, but Simpson's resolve remained absolute.
You paid them in US dollars.
No, paid in credit.
But you have no credit.
Yeah, this is evident.
Hold on.
Okay.
In order to pay in credit, if you will, you must have something that evidences a balance on that credit. I've already asked you once. Why not? I'll ask you again. Show me something that evidences the credit.
that shows the credit, the birth certificate, and a social security number showing my line of credit that I applied.
So how much is in that line of credit?
You say how much is in the line of credit?
Sure. If you got a line of credit, it's got to have a value. So how much is in it?
I believe
I didn't ask everybody. I'm asking how much is in your line of credit?
well, for what Peninsula Place, whatever.
No, I'm asking you. You're saying that your birth certificate and the social security, you have a line of credit. I don't believe that to be the case, but what the heck? Let's ask you, how much is then in your line of credit? So if you're not sure how much is in there, and you give them this thing that evidences, as you're saying, let's just take this 1 month of $662.12, you don't know if that can be subtracted from that credit you supposedly have.
I'm believing at least $1 billion worth of credit.
Oh, you have $1 billion worth of credit.
We all have credit.
Well, I'm not worried at this point about anybody else's credit. I'm worried about yours. So you're saying you have $1 billion, but you have nothing that shows me that you have $1 billion worth of credit.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Lane, plaintiff is claiming.
Then came the moment of self-destruction. When pressed to reveal how much credit he possessed, Trellis answered proudly, $1 billion. Gasps and chuckles rippled through the room. It was delusion laid bare, the kind of fantasy that exists only in echo chambers of online conspiracies. The judge, unimpressed, asked for evidence. None existed. What followed was a calm, devastating deconstruction of his every claim. In less than 5 minutes, the myth of infinite sovereign wealth was reduced to dust beneath the weight of truth.
Claiming that you owe them $3,320.17. Tell me every reason why I should not give them a judgment for that amount.
That's going against the Michigan Consumer Protection Act.
What particular provision are you claiming of the Michigan Consumer Protection Act?
Enter into a consumer transaction in which the consumer waives or purports to waive right, benefit, or immunity provided by law, unless a waiver is clearly stated and the consumer has specified consent to it. I never gave no consent.
What have they asked you to waive?
He said, "What they asked me to waive?
Mm-hmm.
My rights."
To what?
Consumer.
As a consumer of what?
He said, "A consumer of what?"
Yeah.
Of this contract.
What rights did they ask you to waive?
My interest.
What interest?
I have an interest in this so-called contract.
Oh, you do? You also have certain obligations under that contract.
So I have obligations.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Like payment.
Okay. According to, like I said, landlord and tenant relationship, pay the landlord for all the rent arranged under this rental agreement. And that's basically what I have the security deposit for.
No, your security deposit is not under Michigan law for that reason.
What is for, Your Honor? That's what it says, security deposit permissible uses.
And there is no security deposit under this lease. They do not require a security deposit. It's zero.
Okay. Even worse.
Under which
You don't have a security deposit.
Your security deposit is zero. You did not pay a security deposit when you moved in. This client does not require a
you
security.
say move in. All this from where?
And even if you had one, Security Deposit Act, you can't apply it.
Sir.
So, what other reason do you have why you don't owe this money?
And what other reason?
Yeah, you told me Landlord-Tenant Relationship Act, which you haven't pointed to a particular provision. You talked about a security deposit of which you have none.
Finally, Judge Simpson offered him a chance to present any legitimate reason why judgment should not be entered against him. Lane reached for the Michigan Consumer Protection Act, then the Landlord-Tenant Act, misquoting both. Each citation fell apart upon scrutiny. He argued about fairness, about the contract being one-sided, yet could not explain why he had signed it. The judge reminded him he had the ultimate power, the choice not to sign, but he did. And with that signature came responsibility, something no ideology could erase.
And so that can't be a reason. I don't know, and you haven't pointed to anything under the Landlord-Tenant Relationship Act that would even be applicable in this particular case regarding the monies that you owe. You cited the Michigan Consumer Protection Act. There's been no benefit that they've denied you, no interest that they've denied you. So that can't apply. Give me anything else as to why you don't owe this.
Anything else why I don't owe? I don't understand what else that you're looking for. Like I said,
I want you to tell me every reason why I should not say and give them a judgment for this, the $3,320.17 plus their cost.
so Your Honor, I'm sorry, can you repeat that again?
Which part?
You saying, so how is this not like a contract of adhesion that is more beneficial to Peninsula Place?
I don't know what that meant. Explain what you're trying to say to me.
So it's two parties, and I consider the weaker part. So they wrote this contract and all in the benefit for them. So where did I have any say so in?
As the hearing drew to a close, Judge Simpson summarized the reality. 5 months of unpaid rent. No valid payment. No evidence of credit. Only confusion, denial, and arrogance. The gavel came down. Judgment for the plaintiff, $3,320.17. The courtroom exhaled. Another sovereign citizen's fantasy met the immovable wall of law. And as Trellis Lane gathered his papers, still lost in imagined sovereignty, the lesson lingered. In a world built on rules and reason, belief alone cannot change the truth. Justice had spoken.